Well, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. I've noticed that the quarantine is causing me a mild southern accent. I don't know why. It's funny, my wife and I have been laughing about that. So, apparently, that's a thing now. So, if you hear a mild southern accent, it's new. It's the new improved quarantined me. Lord help us. I didn't do my hair today either, and it's just been one of those quarantine days. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you've been taking care of yourself. I hope you've been taking care of your mental health because that is just such a challenge during this time with everyone being in the house and being potentially homeschooled. If you've got that going on at your house, we've got three of them being homeschooled. Lord help us. So that's always a challenge. So I hope you're taking care of yourself and that you're staying well. Um, I wanted to talk just a little bit today about just a little marriage advice, if I can do that. I'm sure there are lots of people that have been married a lot longer than me and maybe even have happier marriages than me. I don't know, but can I give you a little marriage advice? I've been married almost 16 years, and my wife and I do have an incredibly happy marriage. And we have, just like every couple, probably have, some ups and downs, and we've certainly had some arguments in our life. And we always do our best to come back together, work through any problems we have, and we really do love each other, and we're each other's best friends, and we do our best to build each other up and to encourage each other, and always to tell each other how much we appreciate each other and how lucky we are to have each other. And I actually have a little joke that I say. I tell her that I am, or she is God's blessing to me, and I'm God's punishment to her. That may be true, I don't know, but hopefully it's not. But she is a blessing to me, and I love her very much. I'm very proud to be her husband, and she often says that she's very proud to be my wife, and I think that those are very healthy things to say, and to encourage one another. And so I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice. Take it for what it is. If you enjoy it, make a comment about it. If you try it and it works, make a comment about it. If you try it and it doesn't work, feel free to make a comment about it. If I'm wrong, it'd be like the third time in the last hour. Not the first time today, not the first time this year, not the first time ever. It just happens. So I'd be curious to see what you think, and happy to interact with you, and encouraged when people do. So, all right, here it is. This is an opportunity to learn something. So I love to learn. All right. So when my wife and I first got married, we would always argue about symptoms. And when I say that, I mean you have an argument and someone gets upset and they yell or they raise their voice or they cry or whatever it is. Someone gets upset and they demonstrate that in some way by um, passive aggressive behavior. You know, men tend to do this, right? Where we get upset and we raise our voice, and show our displeasure in another way, um, often not even related to why we're upset. And it just comes off in a way that's not even associated to the original anger, and it becomes the original hurt, and it becomes this thing of not being able to really ever find healing for, or closure even for what the problem was, and it really never gets to a good place. And so it was interesting one day. I remember having a disagreement with my wife, and um, really being confused on why she was upset at me. Now, I know no man has ever been confused on why their spouse was upset at them. Heavenly Father, I just didn't know why. I didn't know what I did. I had no I had no clue. I I was completely dumbfounded, which I, so I sat down and I'm like, listen, I have no idea what I did. You've got to tell me. And she just was just so upset. And I said, no, hold on. You can't keep telling me you're upset. You got to tell me what I did that made you upset. And she couldn't get there. And so I just kept backing it up. I kept explaining to her, I love you so much. You know I would never do anything to hurt you on purpose. I love you. I adore you. I worship the ground you walk on. You know that. I wouldn't do this on purpose. So back it up. Tell me what happened. And I just kept pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. And so finally I got to this point. I said, here's the deal. Tell me what I did and tell me how it made you feel. And those two things, I'll be honest with you, unlocked our marriage. Those two things. And not only has it unlocked our marriage, but it really has unlocked a lot of relationships in my life. That if I can get you to, if you're upset at me and I can get you to tell me what I did and how it made you feel. Because a lot of times what I did to you will not even seem like a big deal to me. It won't. It's probably why I did it to you. But how I made you feel is probably a huge deal to me. Probably a huge deal. Because I'm a decent human. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to make you feel bad. But chances are I did something that made you feel bad. And so we had this conversation, and I honestly don't even remember what I did. But I remember when she told me what I did, that I was like, yeah, I remember that. Like that doesn't seem like a big deal to me. But then she told me how I made her feel, and that crushed me. I made her feel like she wasn't valuable. That what she was doing was not valuable. And oh my Lord, that broke my heart. To think that the woman that I adore didn't feel like she wasn't valuable to me? No, that's not okay. And that got an apology out of me, better probably than any other apology I've ever given anyone before in my life. Because there's no way I'm okay with her not feeling valuable to me. And then we started trying this when we started having disagreements. And again, it really changed our marriage. And I remember another time when she had made me upset and she tried it on me. And she said, what did I do and how did it make you feel? And did the same thing. Well, you did this. And she looked at me and was like, okay. Again, didn't seem like a big deal to her. But then I said, it made me feel disrespected. And I remember that look on her face of, oh my goodness, like, I would never. And I remember feeling, like, I remember this feeling of, as soon as I said that, you made me feel disrespected. I remember feeling this, oh yeah, you would never do that to me. You love me so much that there is no way you would do something to on purpose disrespect me. My wife loves me so much. She's an incredible woman. And she would never on purpose disrespect me. Never. Not because I'm like some like overbearing husband, but it's because of how much of an amazing wife she is. And she would never do that to me. And I would never on purpose disrespect her. I just wouldn't. There's probably a better chance of me disrespecting her than her disrespecting me, because she's a better wife than I am a husband. But she just wouldn't do that to me. And I remember, like, when I said that, and I remember just this, like, my anger just left, because I'm like, she just wouldn't do that to me. But when I told her that, and she hugged me and told me she was sorry, and the anger was gone. Argument over. Because We got to the root cause. Instead of focusing on, I'm mad, you're a jerk. What does that mean? You're a jerk. No, hold on. What did I do to you, and how did that make you feel? That will change your relationships. It will change them. But you know what it takes? It takes a little bit of humility. And it takes you to really kind of open up and to care about somebody, because that's a tough and humble place to be, to kind of open up to somebody and say, I'm going to have to make myself a little bit vulnerable here and ask you what I did to you. And they're going to probably tell you something that seems silly. And then you're going to have to say, and how did that make you feel? But if you care about them and you care about that relationship, you'll put yourself in that vulnerable spot and you'll have the conversation. And you know what? The person on the other end has to be vulnerable as well. And they have to be open to be able to lower those guards of anger and to lower those guards of hurt. Because when we're hurt, you know, the old saying, hurt people hurt people. When I'm hurt, I want to lash out at you. When you hurt me, I want to hurt you. That's human nature at its just base core. When someone hurts you, you want to hurt them back. If you don't believe that, go watch a fist fight. No one ever gets punched in the face and the other person goes, that's lovely. Your right swing is fantastic. No, they hit back. And that happens on a physical level, on an emotional level, on every level you can think of. When we're attacked, we attack. And when someone feels attacked, they attack back. And so it takes so much courage and so much vulnerability to lower your guards and have these conversations. But if you're adult enough to do it, if you're vulnerable enough to do it, it'll change your relationship in a powerful, powerful way. So I encourage you to do it. I double dog dare you to do it. Because I just told you had to be an adult, but frankly, I'm not. Well, in a few ways, I'm still a child. But I encourage you to try it. I encourage you to put down in the comments how it went. And I think it's going to change your life for the better. And I hope it does. Because you know what? You deserve to be happy. That's just the truth. So I hope you have a great day. And I hope you stay safe. And I hope that your relationships improve in every way and that you live a blessed life. Take care of yourself. Remember, life is short, so you might as well have a blast. Take care.